This is how I cut onion. Internet's great for learning how to cut onion. So I have this trick, I'll show you on the second one. So I cut through the top and the bottom, top and tail, but then when I get close to the edge, I tear it. See, I leave a little bit there, and I go like this, down, and then I tear, and that gives me that and that. So I can safely peel that outer layer. And I've got two options, I can do it from either side. Sometimes you do that second cut and you peel the onion perfectly. I'll show you again. Down, and I get to the end, and I tear. See, I've only got a little way. I've got a second go. No. Sometimes you've got to give it a little cut, and then you only have to slice a little bit there like that. Then, in a safe way, keeping your knife away from you, just get it started, and then you can peel it. Beautiful. Using healthy amount of butter for this one. It is a lot of butter, but you know, it's the oil content for it, and this is my main meal for the day, so this amount of butter is fine. Because I'm adding soy sauce to this, it will introduce a bit of salt. And I don't always steam cabbage with salt, but sometimes I give it a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. A bit of pepper. So I can put the lid on the cabbage now. So again, cutting onions, you know, if I'm dicing onions, I cut this way first, and then I cut that way, because I can hold it together. I'll show you. I'll dice one of them. Right. Everyone has a different way, you know. YouTube's great. Okay, they bunch it together. I use my pointer finger to keep it together. This is another trick. When I get towards the end, I tip it. See how I've tipped that? And then I cut from this side. It means that I get more of a cube. For this dish, I actually like the onion to be sliced differently. So I just like cut it thin like that to get half onions, right? And I you know, often I break them apart at the end anyway. So down the middle, again, you know, if I cut that way, the onion halves are going to be too long, but if I cut this way, they're going to be slightly thinner. See, get to the end, tip it. I could have diced these, but I like this style because it matches the texture of when I mix the cabbage with the onion and egg, it will give it good texture. So I just break it up. I can break this up in the pan, so I don't have to do it all now. But that gives it a start. Now what I generally do is I clean as I go. Even put stuff back in the fridge. If I've got something else to add to this, you know, if I've got an open beer or a little bit of wine, I'll put that in, but I'm not drinking at the moment. See how I've actually browned off the onion, the butter. I didn't burn it. It was close to burning, but it was brown. So it'll give it a bit more of a burnt butter flavour without being overly burnt. Now I've got it covered. If I was cooking this in olive oil, I'd be doing it at a lot higher temperature. When I come across bits like this, where it's joined at the base, which is the way I cut the onions, which means that it stays together if you keep the base of the onion, you just chop it up with the actual, whatever tool you're using, like a spoon even. So, first, a little bit of soy sauce. So these onions, sometimes they taste good when they're cooked on high heat, but they also taste good when they're cooked on medium heat like this. This is where the flavour comes in. I haven't checked if anyone's in the chat. It's awesome, there's 3 people here. Hopefully the sound is working alright, because my microphones and everything are playing up, so that's steaming good. I've got this on full. Because there's plenty of soy sauce and butter there, it's not gonna, the soy sauce helps reduce the temperature of the butter, so you're not gonna burn any more than it has already. So yeah, if I had any beer or wine, I would pour a little bit in right now, but I'm not drinking any. And so I want to reduce some of that moisture off, and I want to just cook this for about the same duration of time that it takes to cook the cabbage. So when I cut this cabbage up, you would have seen I used the outer leaves, which are darker green, and they're a lot more bitter, and they're a lot more tougher. So it's better to steam it for a little bit longer if you're steaming it. That's what I do. Giving it a stir helps mix in the salt and the pepper that I've actually put in there, and will sort of flavour the whole lot a little bit more. Sometimes I actually pour a little bit of soy sauce into the cabbage, but what happens is you lose a lot of it. It goes down into as the steam comes up, it draws the soy sauce away, but it still works. So you lose a bit of soy sauce, but you get a beautiful flavoured steamed cabbage if you add a bit of soy sauce. This is frying up good. So there's a couple options here. I could turn this into a frittata, especially if I added cheese, but I'm not adding cheese to this. This is just very simple today. I could have added carrot and tomato, but I decided to keep it to 3 ingredients. So we just let this cook for a little bit longer. I'll move the camera a little bit closer, get a better view. Now I'm not cutting anything up. Unfortunately, you can't really see. This cabbage looks beautiful. The steam is just delicious. It's going to be awesome. And even just this, just cabbage and onion, you mix this fried onion with that steamed cabbage and you stir it all up. all the flavor that's in this onion mixes in with the freshly steamed cabbage, and it's delicious. But because I'm adding eggs to this, I'm basically turning these onions into an onion omelette. And I could actually use the grill, but I thought for this, you know, not everyone's got a grill at home, and I don't always use the grill. But what I would do sometimes is I would break the eggs. Often I'd actually have 4 eggs instead of 3, and I'd break the eggs in, and I wouldn't mess them up much. I'd just sort of flatten it all out, let it cook for a bit, and then I put it in the grill and cook the top of the eggs then. What I'm going to do today is make it like a halfway between an omelette and scrambled eggs. So I could make it like an omelette, but if I make it sort of chunky, then when I mix it with the cabbage, the idea is for this to be able to break up into small, like mouth-sized pieces with a bit of cabbage. You know, and I prefer to eat this meal without a knife, so it's just a fork, and yeah. So that's these onions are pretty good. So, and there's plenty of heat in the pan, so I've just turned that down. I did have it on full, so now I could actually turn this right down. Although, you know, really, you know, I might actually what I'm going to do with this, depending on how many, I might put an extra egg in, and I might actually flip this, and then we'll see how that goes. So this would be a good experiment. I'm learning how to do YouTube stuff, and I don't know whether I can actually access other apps. No, that's doing focus. No, I'm not going to mess with it. All right, so this is on low. I usually go 2 taps, and I rarely get bits of egg. Okay, I'm gonna go 4 eggs on this because it's good for me to have a good meal today. That egg was frozen. That's why it didn't break. Again, eggs straight into the bin. I don't have the compost going at the moment. I'll get that going in the next few days, and then I'll be able to put things like eggshells in there. So, see what I'm doing here? There's already the heat in all the onion, and so whatever goes down into that. Now, you remember I put soy sauce in. I really didn't put that much in. This can do with a little bit more soy sauce, and this is like very much like a Japanese style. This is a light soy sauce too. What this does also is if there's any gaps between the egg, like that, hear that? The soy sauce will get down there, it'll steam, and it'll actually help to cook these eggs by steaming them. Now, I was going to try flip this, but at this stage, I'm actually changing my mind, which is a lot of fun with cooking, is keeping it open and experiment. Don't be set on how things are, and that's how you learn good flavors and new ways of cooking. You know, even things like that, just pouring a little bit of soy sauce in the top, stirring it around a bit, but not too much. And so you get these areas that are thicker, with the soy sauce, and then areas with no soy sauce at all. So look, I've just turned this off now because there's enough residual heat. I'm rotating the pan as well because that way it equals out any heat differentiation. I've put the grill on, so I'm just going to let this cook for a bit. When the grill's up to temperature, I'm going to put this under the grill, and then this is going to be awesome. That's hot. Almost burning the tips of my fingers there. But this cabbage is going to be close to ready. So the grill isn't far off ready either. Sorry if anyone's been posting messages. I won't be able to read them because next time I do this, I'll have a tablet there so I can read the chat while I'm doing this. I'm learning how to do this, but this will be fun. I look forward to doing this a couple of times a week and show you what sort of simple cooking techniques I have. And so here's where it goes in the grill. So grill underneath, so it cooks it from above. So you could put it in the oven, or you could turn it with a spatula, you know, like a flipper. I'll take this opportunity now to actually, I need this still. I'll put this here. But I'm finished with these. And again, it's a good habit to just wash as you go if you can. Makes it a lot quicker and easier. And then when you're finished, cooking, you're pretty much ready. Done your washing up as well. You've only got the one pot, 1 or 2 pots left to do. You know. And even this, I can clean this bench up while I'm waiting. Now I can leave that under the grill there for another minute or so before I even look at it. I just know this grill, so I know I've got a few, 3 to 5 minutes before I'm actually burning any eggs. I'm having fun here, everyone. So that's steaming good still. It's going to be nice and soft. Yeah, this. I won't show you the result now, but what I'll show you is once I take this out and it's finished, that's what I'll show you. So I can turn the cabbage off, that's cooked. I can even get the cabbage on the plate now. Oh no, actually what I'm going to do, sometimes what I do is I mix the two things together, but because this is being cooked under the grill, I'm going to put this on a plate, spread it out, and then I'm going to gently, because that's the beauty about doing these like frittata style cooking, is I can take it out and gently take the whole omelette out and either put it upside down or the way up as it is. So you even have options with that. And to be honest, I won't put it upside down. I'll put it top way, because then that way I can get clear cuts with the egg sections. This is looking good. Just another few minutes, I'll put the cabbage on the plate. Straight in the sink. It smells so good. Actually, because I cooked these outer leaves, I can actually smell there is a slight bitterness to these leaves. you know. I'm not going to throw them away, but I am going to put them here so that I know where they are. And there's another section under there that's got it. So maybe what I'll do is I'll mix it up so that the dark green stuff's mixed in with the softer stuff. Now the beauty of this steamed, this steamed cabbage has a, look at that, it's perfect. That steamed cabbage creates like a soup underneath it from the steamed, because I took it straight out. Look at that. Beautiful. Still got the butter there. Look at that. This will separate from the, all I have to do is go around the edge. There might be a few spots, but I think this should just separate once I've got that done. I'll try and see. Okay, it almost is. When in doubt, get a better tool. Just check. It was stuck here. This is where it was stuck. So if I flip this upside down, which would look cool, actually, but see how you can see the egg chunks, and then the rest is spread around, and then the soy sauce egg mixture, it's got so much flavor. So at this stage, I probably will eat with a knife, and just for show, I'll actually just put, you know, my cooking's not about show really, it's about flavor. But you know, I want to show you what it looks like underneath. It is pretty cool because all the onion, you can't really see it. I could flip this, but I can also do this. And so that looks like a lot of food there. But see, all that butter is absorbed into all that. This is a bit of garnish with a bit of leftover onion. Now, I didn't break this up. I probably should have, but I'll just use a knife to eat this. Knife and a fork. And I'll do that right now. Always, another rule I always have, and I usually do this before I take anything out of the grill, I turn the power off. Before I take something out of the oven, I turn it all off. Just, it saves you the chance. Same with everything here. I always come back and I double check. I've only left the gas on and have left a plate on twice in my life, I think. Maybe 3 times. I don't know. Maybe more. I don't know. But it seems like I've only done it a few times, and it's frightened me. So I'm very much onto that. When I'm camping, I disengage the gas bottle from the cooker, even when I'm not using it. So I'm very conscious of safety. I'm just letting that cool a bit. It's a good temperature to eat now, although that steamed cabbage is still very hot and you could burn your mouth. So I'm going to take this like minute while we're here, and I'll do the other ones first. I know, I'm just getting this done so that it's all done. This is a thing I really like about it. If you clean a cast iron pan while it's hot, it's very easy to do. You can use water and a scourer. You can clean it back as much of the carbon off it as you want. This is another thing I always do when I'm cooking with cast iron. After I've cooked with it and I've cleaned it, this is all hot. There's still all water there. That'll rust this. So all I have to do is put it back on the fire. I can season this with oil at the same time if I want, or I can leave it unseasoned. Often what I do is there's a bit of water there. I tip that out. That gets burnt off when I evaporate it off. Within a few minutes, not even that, I could probably turn this off now. There's enough heat there for that all that water to disappear. It's not going to get rusty, and it's ready to go for the next time. So we'll do a taste test. Oh, here we got some messages. Awesome. Paige is here. Wait, I'll see the... Oh, I can't see. Here we go. You'll get a better view of the food there. So I'm still working out how to do this live stuff with the phone and messages. So here we go. Top chat, live chat. Here we go. All messages. Awesome. Yeah. Cleaning as you go. Yes. Gold star. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, that's it. Put it in a warm oven. Oh, well, this is getting to the perfect temperature. Like that flavor, the onion and the egg and the soy sauce, and then this is a feast, because the beauty of because the onion's touching the you can see why I generally cook this in a way that it's broken up, but you know, look at that. Just delicious. And like that was a bit of a mistake, but if I'm more careful, I won't do that. But you'll see some of that flavoring from the soy sauce and the onion soaks down into the cabbage. That's delicious. So this has just got onion, egg, and cabbage. Bit of soy sauce. Look at that. And a bit of salt and pepper in the cabbage. I can even taste the salt and pepper in the cabbage. And that's because I didn't mix. You watch. Look, I'll mix a bit like this and see how quickly the flavoring goes into the cabbage. This cabbage here is like taken on the flavor, and it is just delicious. So I'm having fun here. I won't stream for the entire eating of this. It's not like this could be like one of those, because you know, eat a whole plate of food. This sort of food, you can eat a whole plate of this food. So this had 4 eggs. You know, I don't know how many grams of cabbage, but 2 onions, 1 large and 1 small. Cost-wise, eggs are pretty expensive at the moment, but it's still not that expensive. This could be the only meal you need in a day. You've got everything here, especially if you're... Check this out. This is what happens. You can't do that. The flavors mix and it becomes like a sauce or a soup. So I can start doing that. I don't even need the knife after a while. See what I'm saying? And there's still steam coming off of it. It's not burning me or anything. Alex is here. Awesome to see you here, mate. And all the way absurd. Awesome to see you here as well. Sorry if I've missed anyone. I'm just scrolling back through the Happy Hermit's here. Awesome. So Happy says, nice knife, but you should pinch grip chef's knives. Yes, I know. I am got a bad habit with that. I will look up pinch grip. I will. And I will look up pinch grip. Alex says, yeah, hell yeah, food. Awesome. So Happy Hermit says, work my way through college cooking professionally. That's awesome. It's a good way to, and what a great thing, because you learn how to cook and you're getting paid for it at the same time. Move your hand up the handle and pinch the spine of the knife. The top of the grip will rest in your palm. I'll try that. Like, that's a pinch grip. Like that. That's keeping your fingers away. And I do pinch grip usually when I'm holding something. Like that. So I'll look it up. Thanks for the tip. I'll look it up. But yeah, this is a cool Japanese knife. It's I don't think we've ever sharpened it. It stays sharp. It's super thin. And this is use the base of the Japanese knives to crush garlic. So if you cut, you just bash it with the base of the thing, and then it's really good. So I'm seeing any more messages I've missed. Awesome. So sounds 10 out of 10. Good to hear that, because I've been worried about sound. I'm not using my special microphone I bought for this, so it's good to know that the normal microphone works. Alex says, yeah, making me hungry. Well, that's it. Now you know this recipe. It's a good one. It is delicious. And look at this. Oh, just, it all mixes. The longer it sits, that it all mixes. And you do a little bit of a stir, you know. It doesn't really have a high salt content. It's only, I didn't put that much soy sauce in. And not too much salt in the cabbage either. So we'll try and catch up with the rest of the chat. You love cabbage, don't you? Yeah, I do. Happy, it's my favorite. Yeah, see you cook a lot with it. Do you ever do stuffed cabbage rolls? Oh, I love stuffed cabbage rolls. Yes. Yes. And like, I'm vegetarian, but there's like the Macedonian, Yugoslavian make the cabbage rolls, the vegetarian version as well as the meat version. They're both delicious. I used to love the meat version when I used to eat meat, but like, you can just use rice and herbs and garlic and butter and stuff and onion. And you get the most awesome flavor. And Paige says, oh, look, all the way up says, yoo-hoo, what are the damn chances I'm cooking too? Enjoy. Awesome. How cool is that? All the way absurd. I'll try and do this more often, and you know, we can all do cooking time together. How cool is that? That is so cool. What else? I'm almost. Oh yeah, Paige says brekkie time with a smiling face. That's beautiful. Thanks, Paige. It is brekkie time for me, even though it's the afternoon. I've had a fast, so I'm breaking fast. So, and with good food, this is really, if you're fasting and you break fast from fasting, it's good to have something light and easy for your stomach to digest. So yeah. Yeah, it would be cool to see stuffed cabbage rolls, says Paige. What are ideas for vegetarian ones? Yeah, yeah. So onion, I don't know the full recipe, but it's The big thing is the rice soaking up the flavor. So, rice cooked like a risotto, but then you make like a risotto and then you wrap the cabbage rolls in it, and the rice doesn't have to be super fully cooked because you're putting it in the oven. So you get your tray. I'll do this in a week or so. You get a tray and then you wrap them all up and you pack out your tray, and then you can put a tomato sauce on the top, or you don't have to put any sauce. You can just put them in the oven and roast them slowly. You got to watch them because you don't want the top to burn, but there's so much moisture that it usually doesn't burn. I think I've caught up with most of the chat here. Paige says yummy with the stars. Yep. All the way. Absurd says beautiful job. Alex says smells good from here. Thanks, brother. Awesome. Paige says sounds so good. Thank you. That's awesome, Paige. I love that. So yeah, this is, I mean, I could sit here and I am actually sweating. I'm wearing a beanie and I'm sweating, but you know, I'm not going to take the beanie off, but I'm going to enjoy this. This tastes good cold. And like I said, I'll often just cook cabbage and onion like this. Perfect as a side dish. That gives it all the protein and but see how when I cut it like the onion sticks to the egg. See that? So it's pretty cool. That's what happens by cooking it under the top under the grill. This has been so much fun. I'm glad everyone's had fun being here. I'm going to end the stream and finish eating this. So much love to everyone. I'll do this again soon. Awesome.